One skill can make you a lot of money. If you are a copywriter or if you are an editor and you are realistically at the top or amongst the best people in your industry, you will get paid well and you will be making well over 6 figures a year in USD. Yet, if you can combine a few skills that complement your core skills, firstly, you will get exponential results for your clients, and in proportion to that, you'll get paid exponentially more. In case you don't know me, my name is Saksham Gaur and I'm the founder of Metro Media House, a social media marketing agency for online entrepreneurs, and we have built brands and organic lead gen systems for fitness, business, relationship coaches, therapists, founders, and high-level entrepreneurs. Plus, I have 2 Instagram accounts, one with 134k followers and the company account with around 20,000 followers. Being on this journey for 4 years now and having my own brand and agency, I found a few skill stacks to be precise, that are highly valuable. And the idea is to have complementary skills that make your base skill very valuable. And like I said in the beginning, usually you provide a one-to-one solution or a direct solution like copywriting, video editing, or graphic design. But with skill stacks, you provide a one-to-many solution. Now that I have my own agency, I personally look for people with these skill stacks because they get the work done of multiple people, plus they bring a lot more value, and in return, I'm able to pay them more. So it's a win-win for everyone. So let's dive into the first skill stack. One of the biggest factors in making short form video viral is the hook. And we all know that. Yet, the text and the design of the hook does more than you think of. Now, most of the people scroll social media on mute. So making your content visually engaging is valuable. Visual hooks, or what we call inside my own agency, hook text, is something that we are trying to crack inside of what we do as well. Ideally, it's the job of a content writer. But if you think about it, if an editor can take a short form video, add the graphic and add the 2-line or 1-line copy in the hook, the entire game can change. Now, in my own case, working on my brand, plus a lot of the client content, I give the inputs to the editors to write those hook texts. And it's not like it's a big inconvenience, but it's a step that can save a lot of time. So if you're a freelancer or you're just starting, or you already do some of it, this is the stack that you're going to develop. You're going to learn editing. Bonus is if you can clip good content for creators. So long form or live streams, you take good clips out of that and then you're able to clip that into good video. Number 3 is you're going to have good sound design for the hook. At this point of time, if you look at the information or the business content, talking head videos like this on Instagram or on any short form video, at the end of the hook, there's a knife / SFX. So if you can come up with those things for your client, you'll be very valuable. Number 4 is you're going to learn hook copy and add GIFs or memes that you can use. Now, this is one very specific requirement because if you're working with, let's say, entertainment creators, those creators require the editor to have good understanding of memes in that part of the country or in that country itself, right? So if you can understand the type of copy or the type of GIFs that you can use, it'll be very valuable. And number 5, and it's another bonus, is that if you can help the creator plan the hooks before the video is filmed, your value will be through the roof. So that's the skill stack. And now, how would the pricing work? According to me, let's say if until now you were only charging per reel as an editor, you can sign clients for packages where you will have a base retainer and you will have a per video pricing. So let's say if you charge 2,000 rupees for a single piece of short form content, you can add a retainer of anywhere from, let's say, 20 to 50,000 rupees based on your expertise and based on the results that you have gotten. So let's say if you edit 20 videos for one client, that's you making 40,000 rupees, and then you will add this stack to your already existing service, and that's how you'll scale this to, let's say, 1 lakh rupees or at least 60-70,000 rupees. And with this stack, you can help brands overall and you can take a bigger chunk of work and you'll become irreplaceable in that part of the process. Now, most of the work will be inside the qualification. So you'll be working with creators who have a big enough audience, so let's say anywhere from 10-15,000 to upwards of 500,000 followers, and the creator needs to have the money, plus they need to have some kind of a product that they can sell, because the change in performance of short form content, if that's directly reflected inside the product sales, you can demand a lot more money.
So अभी जैसे आप बता रहे थे ना उसको कि वीडियो एडिटिंग आप कर रहे हो तो उसमें आपका एक्सपर्टीज यूज करो खुद से, वो आपको ज़्यादा लेवरेज देगा. सो दिस हैपेंड विद मी टुडे. मैं मेरे क्लाइंट के साथ जब काम कर रहा था, पिछले पूरे महीने में मैंने उसको कुछ चार्ज नहीं करा, और आज जब मैंने उसको चार्ज बताया ना अपना, तो ही सेड दैट्स टू हाई फॉर मी. बट देन मैंने कुछ बोला नहीं, उसने बोला कि ये बहुत बड़ा चार्ज है मेरे लिए. उसके बाद वो खुद ही बोला कि ये चार्ज ठीक है क्योंकि तूने जो क्वालिटी का बार सेट किया है, तूने जिस तरह से मैंने कुछ बिना बताए जो एडिट्स दिए हैं मेरे को, मेरा इनपुट कम है, सो दैट हैज मेड इट वर्थ इट. नाउ आई कैन नॉट इवन चेंज द एडिटर इवन इफ आई वांट टू, बिकॉज उसका जो ऑडियंस है, उसके जो फैमिली मेंबर्स है, वो उसको खुद बोल रहे हैं कि भाई तू घर पे बैठे बैठे इतने अच्छे वीडियोस कैसे बना रहा है, ये लाइटिंग कैसे मैनेज कर रहा है तू. सो ही इज हैप्पी विद इट एंड आई शूट ऑन एन आईफोन. मैं एडिट भी प्रीमियर प्रो पे कर रहा हूँ, ऐसे कुछ वाव नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं खुद ही एडिट करता हूँ उसके वीडियोस बिकॉज मेरे को सीखना है. सो दैट इज लाइक अ प्लस एज वेल. सेकंड मेरा क्लाइंट है हु इज अ डॉक्टर, मैंने आपको मेंशन भी किया था लास्ट टाइम
किया था.
उसका भी सेम चीज है कि उसको अगर कुछ इश्यूज आता है शूटिंग वगैरह में, ही शूट्स ऑन अ फिल्म कैमरा, तो मेरे को ये चुल है थोड़ी, मैं खुद से सीखते वगैरह रहता हूँ. तो उसको कुछ भी इश्यूज आता है, ही कॉल्स मी अप मिडनाइट की अरे भाई ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है, कैन यू हेल्प. एंड व्हेन आई हेल्प हिम ना, तो इनवॉइसिंग के टाइम पे ही इज लाइक शुड आई पे यू एक्स्ट्रा फॉर हेल्पिंग मी विद दिस, एंड आई एम लाइक नो इट्स ठीक है, मैं भी सीख रहा हूँ, आप भी सीख रहे हो. सो दैट्स लाइक अ रियल थिंग दैट यू मेंशन्ड.
गजब है भाई, बिकॉज सी what you said, right? I am looking for reasons to do that. पर मेरे को मेरे एडिटर्स को सिखानी पड़ रही है चीज वो कि भाई तुम करो ये, तुम ये ऐसा करो, तुम ये चीज ऐसे करो.
इट्स लाइक वो लोग जो नीश में एंटर कर रहे हैं अभी, जैसे मैंने पिछले टाइम पूछा था कि आई एम नॉट क्लियर कि मेरे को कौन सा नीश पकड़ना है, मैं कौन से उसमें काम करूँ. और मैंने आपको बताया भी था कि मेरे को हर चीज करने पसंद आ रही है जो कंटेंट फील्ड में है. सो इट्स लाइक आई एम लर्निंग न्यू स्टाइल एवरी डे. तो उनको कुछ चाहिए, उसके लिए मैं खुद एक्सप्लोर कर रहा हूँ पहले, और मैं उसमें एफर्ट डाल के उनको दे रहा हूँ डिलीवर करके. सो दे आर वेरी हैप्पी फॉर दैट.
Awesome. It's more of like, you know. So that's skill stack number 1. Let's move on to number 2. If you guys do not know, I have a weekly newsletter called Curate, and for that newsletter I had a writer myself. But just writing from prompts wasn't the best fit because essentially it was me doing 80 to 90% of the work, plus it takes time for the writer to get the voice of the client inside the newsletter, especially if people are very particular with writing. They will call you out a lot, and copywriting actually becomes a difficult to implement skill for beginners, especially because they can't grasp the voice, the phrases that the client uses, the tonality that they have, the words that they use. If your client is very particular with writing and they see, like, you know, changes in that inside your final piece, there will be a lot of revisions and the client will not be happy essentially. So this is one skill that you have to work on as a copywriter in general to get the voice of the client. Now, instead of just being, let's say, a newsletter writer, this is your stack. You ideate and you write newsletters, of course, foundational. Second is you strategize growth for that newsletter from content for that client's organic channels. Maybe having, let's say, ConvertKit opt-ins for lead magnets, and those are done through automations of, like, you know, using ManyChat inside the short form content itself. The number 3 is you can also help plan, let's say, burst campaigns. So having, let's say, a free 7-day course that's more of a freebie, and then you plan how that free 7-day email course will be, and then the product conversions that are going to come out of that. Or take what Tom Nosky is doing right now. He is rolling out a 33-day daily email sequence or a daily email campaign, at the end of which he will promote early enrollments for his time to build cohort. So if you can help do that, you will be way more valuable. Instead of just being, let's say, a maintenance newsletter writer, you can plan campaigns like this. You'll be very valuable. Number 4 is you optimize for product conversion. Let's say your client already has a newsletter through which they are getting product sales or they are getting appointments booked. You need to develop an expertise where your copy can improve the amount of conversions that they get. So let's say you have dedicated UTM links inside the newsletter, and then you can ask for a small share of the conversions that the client gets through your newsletter. So when you have this complete stack, this entire stack could be, let's say, worth 60,000 rupees as a retainer. And inside this, what you can do is you can charge for 4 newsletters, and then you can promise a predictable amount of growth that they will get for their subscribers or the amount of conversions that they have. And then of course you can increase it on the go. So for this, you actually have to do some digging behind the scenes to understand how you can improve or increase the amount of conversions. But that's you as a copywriter, and you have to understand how you can actually do it. So that's skill stack number 2 done. Moving on. Actually, before we move on to the third stack, if you want to create a personal brand on Instagram that also helps close clients for your service business, you can join Expert Creator Blueprint. That's my community where I teach people exactly how to do this. There will be lifetime access for the first 200 people. More than 100 people are already in, and after the first 200 people, there will be quarterly enrollments. So if you don't want to miss out on this, click the link in the description and you can enroll today itself, and I'll see you in the next Q&A. So skill stack number 3. This is kind of a need for modern time. All the business content creators and just creators in general who are selling some sort of a product, they all need content machines, because at this point, content volume plays a huge role. So most of the people that you see are making, like, you know, millions of dollars through their personal brands. They have this thing optimized really well. So you get long form content made, and your job is to onboard the client, understand their voice as a writer, and take the content that they already have and the content that they will make into creating their personal brands on written platforms, especially LinkedIn and X. Now, your job is not just to take the content as it is and then just repurpose that. If you understand growth and social media management on these two particular platforms in general, you will be a big asset for that creator. And this stack is very valuable because other than the onboarding, you won't need a lot of extra time from your client to get the information over for you to create the content. Plus, if you understand the voice of the client inside the writing, you will save a lot of time, and this time saver aspect in itself become a unique selling proposition for your service. So your offer could be a specific amount of growth that you can help them get on X or LinkedIn. Maybe let's say an increase in engagement or maybe in followers, but that's you to decide. And then once you decide the amount of growth that you can help them achieve, if you specify the actual amount of time that it can save the creator, this can become a very irresistible offer. And a bonus addition to the skill stack is if you can plan out lead magnets that they can then promote inside their long form video or long form written content, and then you can help promote that even more on the other two platforms. The target audience would be the same, like I said in the beginning, and you can charge a base retainer of around 40 to 50,000, and it can go upwards of 70, 80 or even 1 lakh rupees. And you can also add performance incentives if through the work that you are doing, the client is getting more product conversions. So these were 3 skill stacks that I personally found very valuable, and I actively look towards hiring people with these skills. And the whole idea, like I said in the beginning, is to become irreplaceable, because if you can do that, you will get paid a lot more than your competition, even at the starting level. Now, if you're wondering that are these the only 3 skill stacks that are valuable as of now, absolutely not. There are a lot more skill stacks that I know, and I want to talk more about it. So if you want me to cover more skill stacks like these 3, let me know inside the comments and I will get it done, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.